Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wolfquest. We are actually doing our pup reveal for Luna, who just ended her series. We had 7 puppies, and 5 of them survived. The ones that survived are Stella, Oak, Violet, Fossil, and Topaz, and our 2 little boys who didn't survive, Hershey and Cyan. All very sweet little children, and I wish all of them could have made it, but I'm very excited for the potential of their stories. Just so you all know, I spun a wheel to see where each pup would end up when they grew up, which map they would live on, and I also used a bunch of randomization stuff to find keywords and elements of how I created their stories. So it's interesting. I love the mix of randomization and using my own imagination to make an interesting story that's unique for each pup. Anyway, I'm still going to have to age them up myself. Alright, we got everyone. I'm going to cover my eyes. So this is Stella. Ooh. She has a little bit of a tear on her ear. My game crashed when I tried to age her up earlier. She still has that little splash on her chest. She looks a lot like Chance, doesn't she? Very, very pretty. So let's just take a quick look at everything. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Okay, then I guess I'll read her story right now. Stella comes from a long line of wolves that couldn't rely on their strength, and always struggled to keep up with their rival packs in Lost River. With her tenacious personality, she'd like to finally put up a fight and give her family a reason to be feared. Her main goal is to maintain a great wealth of territory, and it's a goal she intends to prioritize over all else. Hungry pups and aching wounds will have to wait. Bloodshed isn't her preferred style of takeover, but if she comes across a particularly weak enemy, she is willing to take them out as a lesson to any who may follow in their footsteps. So yes, she's going to stay in Lost River, where the majority of her family has lived, and I'm quite interested to see how she's going to do out there, fighting with the other packs. We didn't do much of that with Luna. And with our stats, I don't think bloodshed would be something we'd want to do. She might have to stealth it. Okay. Oak. Ooh. Another torn ear. She's pretty. I didn't expect her to look like this. Wow. So I'm assuming she got the brown tint here from Chance? But it's so much lighter. He was a very, very dark brown. And she has, I think, silver eyes, maybe? Let's see. Kind of like a silver greenie, I think. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, she's cute. Her nose looks adorable. Well, I guess I'll read her story now. Oak admires her sister Stella's resolve, but prefers a peaceful life in a quiet corner of Lost River, where she plans to maintain a small to moderate amount of territory, never being too ambitious with her quarry. She is soft-spoken and mild in her expressions, and would be satisfied with a small litter, spurring her to look for a less desirable mate, both in terms of diversity and strength. Like her mother, she had a close brush with death growing up, and her fragile body never quite recovered. Her mother often fell asleep out of the blue, unable to resist the call of the temporary void. In Oak's case, her strength has become very limited. Upon receiving an injury of any kind, her muscles start to shut down, and she is forced to give up her endeavor and find a place to rest. If she's in real danger, she may run away. If her children are in danger, she may hover around the area as she waits for the threat to leave before laying down to rest. Sleeping is not required, but at least 1 minute of rest will be needed. So yeah, she's quite similar to her mother, I find, in terms of personality. I think these two are the only ones, if I remember correctly, that end up staying in Lost River, so they're following the tradition that we've had ever since Lobo of living there. Okay. Oh, Violet. You look a lot like your auntie or cousin, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to compare you two because you look very similar. Beautiful chocolate amber eyes. Okay. And I guess let's read out your story. Known for her inability to think things through, Violet, aka Cat Food, aka Everything Food, went on an adventure and found her new home in Hell-Roaring Mountain. Lost River was getting a bit too crowded, so she's hoping for a fresh new start to begin her legacy, assuming that nobody else would have taken up residence in the area. Just like the many predators she nearly fell into the maw of, Violet prefers food that doesn't fight back and sticks to a diet of rabbits and young ungulates. No adults on the menu, thank you very much. Even though she's assuming that nobody else lives in Hell-Roaring Mountain, I can guarantee there's going to be other packs. I don't think there's ever a place that doesn't have other wolves in it, Violet. Oh, Fossil. Oh my god. I think I literally said, what if he was like white because he's like a bone, and here he is. Oh, he's gorgeous. Fossil, you are beautiful. You look very big too. I think you're a big wolf. Amber eyes. I love the little black on top of the ears there. So cute. Okay, I will read his story. Fossil got lost one day and never found his way home. He never considered that he could turn back and try a different direction. His mother was extremely worried, as she was planning on keeping him around until she felt he was ready to live on his own, but convinced herself this might be a good thing for him. Eventually, he made his way to Slough Creek, when he got tired and decided to stay there. Thinking was never his strong suit, so he simply decided to go with the flow, eating when he was hungry and sleeping when he was tired. After smelling some of the other packs in the area, he was hoping they might take him in, and would like to try joining their ranks if anyone would have him. I think that's a pretty fitting story for Fossil. He was one of the big doofuses. He's a lot like his sister Violet, but I know it's like one litter, but those two are definitely twins. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So what I'm thinking for him is that we try and find a mate for one of the packs, because obviously they're not going to let us in. She might just convince him, like, maybe we could start our own pack or something, or like, we could live near them. I'm sure he's going to be pretty easy to convince. He's like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, I'm back. I had to take my cat to the vet, and I also needed hot dogs because I was starving. But we got to visit our last puppy, little Topaz. I'm covering my eyes. Oh. Ooh, I think you look the most like your father, Topaz. All of our puppies have torn ears, it seems like. Oh wow, from behind, you could mistake them for each other. But then he's got this face that definitely looks like Luna's face. And he's got these beautiful yellow eyes. I think you're the only one with yellow eyes. Very, very pretty. Cool, okay, and let's read your story. Topaz had decided to stay with his mother another year before trying to go out on his own. But upon the disappearance of his brother, he became worried. There was some discussion with his mother and father, but despite their protest, he faithfully went after his sibling, certain that Fossil needed him to stay alive. Tracking him proved to be difficult, as his brother had disappeared during a particularly rainy season, and his progress was slowed as a result. On his journey, he grew to love what had at first been a scary and unfamiliar place. And when he finally did find his brother, it turned out he was doing just fine. He didn't seem to need his brother anymore, and seemed quite keen on joining one of the larger packs in the area. That idea wasn't very appealing to Topaz, and so he politely declined joining Fossil in his new endeavor, and the two brothers exchanged a loving nuzzle, promising to keep in touch. His fondness for this new place had helped him in making his decision to stay, to find his own place to call home. I think that's an adorable story, and I'm glad it happened. I didn't realize that Topaz and Fossil were so close. Though it kind of seems like a codependency thing on Topaz's part. He thought his brother needed him, but it was really he that needed Fossil. I think that's super cute that we have two brothers that are super close. So yeah, I guess that's all the puppies. Let's do a quick rundown. Yeah, look at that. Violet looks just like Rhododendron. Let's see. Because she's somewhere over here. Yeah, you look so much like her. Wow. And then we got Stella. Also looks a lot like her father. Stella and Topaz definitely look just like him. Fossil. I did not expect him to look like that. And Oak, she's so pretty. I love Oak. Yeah, that's everyone. Wow. I guess I'll just stand on Oak because she's so pretty. I love looking at her. You guys, let me know which one you would like to play in the future. And, oh, that's another thing. I've been having a hard time because 3 wolves was a lot for me to remember. I think 2 might be my limit, but I don't want to abandon any of the litters that we have. I don't know what to do. I was wondering if maybe I should just pick 2 litters to work with in the future. And maybe when the Sega update comes out, we play with one of those guys? The ones that got left behind? I don't know, it's confusing. I've been having a really hard time. I was trying to talk about it with my mom, but she's like, I don't know, man. And I understand because I don't know either. Either way, though, I definitely want to play with this litter because they're beautiful. I will count all the votes, probably before we start that series, but I'm going to give it a little while to cook. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.